And I must say that as far as I can see, uh, Sahar is one of the most charming authors that I have met in a long time. And she's a
Wow.
very good media person, of course, but
So
then,
kind of you.
yeah, here you have beauty with brains.
Wow.
That's a great idea.
Too much.
So I must tell you that I read this book and I made extensive notes on it. And I must begin with this. Let's get to it because we have to exit anyway. My first question to Seher would be, and we don't have to exchange mics, is it?
Yes.
Okay,
We're
fine.
sorted on that.
We are sorted. This book on Talat Mahmud, to my surprise, is the first book on Talat Sahib.
First ever biography.
First
Yeah.
ever, well, even book, meaning there are not too many books, are there?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did nobody want to write a biography of Talat Sahib?
Hmm.
And why nobody from the family?
Right.
All right.
So, first of all, good evening, adab to everyone. Thank you so much for coming. This is a very special year. We are marking Talat Mahmood at 100. This is his centenary year. And that is the reason we have the celebrations, and the biography is a major part of it. It's an absolute honor and a very humbling moment to have the television legend, Mr. Siddharth Kaksa, to be here to talk about this book and to discuss the details.
An interesting aside when she said, how old she was. Imagine, I knew Talat Sahib. I have met Talat Sahib. I'm still around. Okay. Good.
Very much around and happening. So it's great to be here with everyone from the PILF, and about Siddharth sir's question on why no one ever wrote before. I think for one, thank God.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure if anyone from the family was a writer.
Hmm.
I'm a journalist by profession,
Yeah.
so I write and I work in television. So it was easy in that sense.
Hmm.
There were a lot of stories in the family that stayed in the family, and I had this urge. Fortunately, the thought came to me in the year 2022, and I calculated that if I have to write a book, I should start right away, so we get ready in 2 years and reach this year of the centenary to celebrate it. So that timing was good. That comes with being a news person, where you're
Hmm.
always thinking of breaking news and pitching stories and what's the right time. So that's how it happened, and it was a great journey. I would call it an extension of my journalistic practice,
Hmm.
because it meant threading things together. Everything was there and scattered, and there was a lot more fresh things to talk about and research and meet and extensively travel and meet his old colleagues and put everything together.
Right, but the thing is, did you design your book in such a way that those who did not know him
Right.
or would not know who Talat Sahib may have been or
Mhm.
was would be interested and attracted? And what has been your experience with that?
Right. So this was my biggest concern, because if you're talking about the golden era, we're talking about a person who was born in 1924. It was British India, who lived his life through independence, through partition, through the creation of a new nation, and that young sensation and passion of building something for a new country, and going through the golden era, the setting up of our film and music industry, evolution of technology, recording systems. It meant moving along with the history of the country and the creation of the country as well. And my biggest concern was that whoever reads this book today should not feel burdened by this being a very heavy chapter on history. And I used my television news skills in making this, in writing the book in a style which is very conversational and chatty, and also keeping in mind that if I have to tap the youngsters, it has to get them excited and take care of their very short attention span. I'm sorry to any youngsters who are
No,
here.
no.
So there were
I've
a
got it
lot.
too.
The book has many sub chapters, and they're literally like clicks, headline clicks that you have on your digital reading system that you're used to. So there are sub chapters that they're like, it's a biography. The story moves smoothly as the story of a life, but it's been broken down into multiple sub chapters You move into, read separately, and move out and revisit anytime back and forth.
Very often it just is casually mentioned. He left his house to try his fortune. But think of a man nearly 100 years ago leaving his house, everything that mattered to him, the livelihood which was possibly secure for him, to try his luck in a completely unknown field with a voice that frankly didn't inspire confidence. And there are stories about that which we will come to. What did go on in his mind when he left his home, and what did he expect to be able to tap in order to make a living
Right.
and come back to his father and say, I did it?
I did it, yeah. And his
Yeah.
father would then talk about it with great pride.
And then he would, otherwise,
Yeah.
it was all against him.
सो वेल ही हैड बिल्कुल बचपन में उन्होंने ठान ली थी कि उनको गायक बनना है और हमारा जो घर पे माहौल था लखनऊ में आप समझ सकते हैं 1924 1930 के टाइम पे वी आर फ्रॉम अ कंजर्वेटिव लखनऊ मुस्लिम फैमिली एंड घर पे माहौल था कि आर्ट्स को इनकरेज ज़रूर करना है हमारे घर में मौसीकी की मुशायरे की शायरों की बैठक होती थी. It was very culturally engaging family and very much involved in literature and education and the freedom movement as well. तो इस तरीके का माहौल था घर पे. मगर जहाँ तक कमर्शियली अर्न करना फ्रॉम द आर्ट्स मतलब खुद ही गायक बन जाना वो एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं था.
तो उनको कैसे ऐसा महसूस हुआ कि भाई मैं
कर पाऊंगा बस उनकी जिद थी बट उस जिद की वजह से उनको छोड़ के भी जाना पड़ा. और his father तलत महमूद's father put his foot down and said के एजुकेशन पूरा करो. ऐसा नहीं है कि स्कूल में 16-17 साल में he started recording for AIR Lucknow and at that time in the 1930s AIR Lucknow as a station had just launched. There were other stations Delhi, Kolkata, Lahore, Peshawar but Lucknow had just launched in the 1930s.
हमें कुछ झांकी दे रही हैं
जी
जो तलत साहब के मन में चल रहा होगा. जो मुझे अभी ये आप जो बता रही हैं कि वो रेडियो के लिए पहले गाया करते थे तो वहीं से तो उनको कुछ तो अनुभव मिला होगा
जी
कि मेरी आवाज़ कैसे लोग समझते हैं,
Yes.
पसंद करते हैं,
कैसे एक्सेप्ट करते हैं.
तो तभी उनकी जिद
तभी वो
बनी. नहीं तो
confidence.
जिद ऐसे ही थोड़ी बनती है कि
जी.
मैं ये तो नहीं
जिद एक
होता है.
शौक की थी और फिर रेडियो में जो एक्सपीरियंस था फिर
हाँ.
उन्होंने अपना ग्रेजुएशन जो है वो म्यूजिक में ही किया. ही डिड हिज म्यूजिक बैचलर्स इन भाटखंडे यूनिवर्सिटी जो
ओह.
ब्रिटिश टाइम में मैरिज कॉलेज कहलाता था और आजकल
घर छोड़ने से पहले.
घर छोड़ने से पहले घर के पास ही था. हम लोग लखनऊ की फैमिली अमीनाबाद में थी तो आप लोग अगर लखनऊ से वाकिफ हैं भाटखंडे इज आल्सो इन अमीनाबाद सो इट वाज लाइक अ फ्यू लेन्स अवे where he could complete his
अब
education and
किसी
do
को तो
it.
पैसे देने थे उसके लिए.
उस वक्त तक वालिद साहब को कन्विंस हो गया
तो
था.
हो गए. नहीं अब अच्छी बात है लेकिन वालिद साहब आप इट्स अनफेयर परहैप्स टू आस्क यू बट वालिद साहब की क्या आइडिया था
जी
कि वो क्या चाह रहे थे कि तलत साहब बने जो नहीं बन रहे थे.
उस वक्त बैरिस्टर
Law,
or
law.
maybe joining the government as a government officer and when he was still British
secure
India.
job.
Yes, very typical that we have even today. So, but भाटखंडे यूनिवर्सिटी में he was a star student. वो already पहचाने जाते थे AIR से. और उस वक्त मैरिज कॉलेज जो आजकल भाटखंडे है वहाँ पे कैंपस रिक्रूटमेंट होता था.
Oh.
So HMV label came from कोलकाता क्योंकि उस वक्त हमारी शोबिज इंडस्ट्री कोलकाता में थी. तो वो कोलकाता से आए कैंपस रिक्रूटमेंट के लिए लखनऊ और उनको बोला गया कि ये एक बहुत टैलेंटेड स्टूडेंट है. तो as a student in his first year or second year he was signed up for HMV.
So he felt people believed in him.
Yes.
If not his father, there were others who believed in him.
Yes.
मेरी थियरी है.
जी.
मेरी थियरी है कि 1950s में तलत साहब was a self-made marketing guru.
Wow. That's a new headline.
हाँ, new headline.
Let's hear it again.
हाँ.
Self-made.
Talat Sahib was a self-made marketing guru because he blazed a new path. और वो क्या path था ये तो खैर गया शायद. आप बताइए.
अच्छा.
What was his path?
Well, he was ऐसे तो he entered the system which is the film industry like a singing sensation and a film star and a singing star. मगर उससे हट के जो उनका जो side hustle रहा side parallel career
Hustle.
side hustle. That was being the most prominent ghazal singer.
हाँ.
Like today's ghazal music industry set rests on his shoulders. हमारे जो दूसरे बहुत दिग्गज हैं गायक, मेहदी हसन साहब, जगजीत सिंह, जो आजकल की जनरेशन सुनते हैं, उन सब ने अपने जिंदगी में यही बोला कि अगर तलत महमूद उनके आइडियल ना होते और अगर वो नहीं होते तो वो कभी सोच ही नहीं सकते थे कि वो खुद गजल सिंगर बने. So for independent India, Talat Mahmood established the ghazal music industry and gave it that market value. And he started world tours. He was the first singer from India
हाँ.
to take live music concerts outside the country in 1956.
So this is बात ये है कि yes, he blazed the trail because he went where what we feel now is very obvious and everybody has followed that trail is कि ये where the Indian diaspora is. जहाँ जहाँ अपने भारत के लोग हैं वहाँ पे गज़ल के जो है आपके डेवोटीज और फैंस होंगे और ऐसा ही था. और ये मेरा अनुभव आपको मैं बताऊं कि अपने सुरभि के दौरान जब हम शूटिंग करते थे सबसे ज़्यादा मुझे लोग कोसते थे इन द कैरिबियन आइलैंड्स. वो मुझे कहते थे बिकॉज आई एम डूइंग अ कल्चर शो और मैं आई एम वेरी प्राउड कि भाई कल्चर शो आप कर रहे हैं कि सर आपने तो हमारे भारतीय संस्कृति को इग्नोर कर दिया.
Gosh.
हाँ, they used to say that we have kept alive the Sanskriti of Bharat outside. You are changing it. You are doing all kinds of new things. ये भी आप ये pop ला रहे हो ये क्या है? So I realized that they. So when Talat Sahib went to do his ghazals there, he had a huge audience,
Yeah.
which I don't think others knew until he proved that there was an audience for it, and
That's
that was a risk and an insight that he had as a marketing guru. Not only that, he also saw an opportunity in Bengali songs.
Yes.
वो बताइए ना.
He started his career क्योंकि फिल्म इंडस्ट्री कोलकाता में थी तो वो अपनी जब HMV signed him up and later on the New Theatres हमारा हिंदुस्तान का जो प्रोडक्शन हाउस था जो आजकल का यशराज है. And it had a very glorious name. उसमें KL साहिबल थे, कन्नन देवी थी, ये सब आर्टिस्ट न्यू थिएटर्स के थे. So तलत नाना was then signed up for न्यू थिएटर्स. तो जब उन्होंने अपने गज़लें गाई वहाँ पे उर्दू में तो हमारे जो बहुत दिग्गज वहाँ न्यू थिएटर्स के म्यूजिक कंपोजर एंड डायरेक्टर पंकज मलिक in Calcutta. He said, Talat, you become a hit now. So now that since you're in Calcutta already, you should start singing in Bengali. So that made him nervous because उनकी पूरी जिंदगी की तैयारी उर्दू में थी. उर्दू गज़ल, शायरी, गालिब, मीर तकी मीर. And he didn't know Bengali. तो उनको नए सिरे से बंगाली सीखनी पड़ी और 1944 में he recorded his first Bengali song. And his career actually, his commercial career, so to say, started with Bengali then.
But he had a different name.
In yes.
उनका नाम तपन.
Tapan Kumar.
हाँ.
Bengali career was in the name of Tapan
मुझे
Kumar.
लगता है कि कुछ कहानी भी है कि
कि जब भी टूर करने जाते थे और फिर वापस आते थे बॉम्बे, उनके दोस्तों में बहुत चर्चा हो जाती थी. लता दीदी, मुकेश जी, हेमंत कुमार, सब मन्ना डे, बहुत चर्चा हो जाती थी कि अभी तलत वहाँ गया, बड़ा हिट शो हुआ, चलो हम भी ट्राई करते हैं. So they started following his route and he ended up setting up a concert world map for his friends.
Oh, that's an interesting.
Because they followed suit in the same areas. क्योंकि अब रेकी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Talat has gone there, it's tried and tested. So in East Africa, he was booked for 15 shows. He ended up performing 30 shows. और वहाँ पे ऐसी उनके गज़लों की दीवानगी थी कि ये 1956 की बात है. वो ट्रेन लेके कहीं से तंजानिया जा रहे थे, दार इस्लाम कैपिटल सिटी, और उनकी ट्रेन बीच में रोक दी गई एक शहर में और वहाँ के लोग बहुत नाराज थे. वो घबरा गए बिकॉज इट वाज आल्सो ड्यूरिंग ब्रिटिश इंडिया, सॉरी ब्रिटिश अफ्रीका एट दैट टाइम, ईस्ट अफ्रीका. तो उनसे बोला गया कि आपके हमने आइटिनरी देखी है, आप इधर उधर सब जगह परफॉर्म कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे स्टेशन पे आपकी गाड़ी रुकी है और आप तभी परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहे, आप अभी रुक के आप परफॉर्म करिए आज रात को और हम गाड़ी भेज देंगे वापस दार इस्लाम फॉर योर नेक्स्ट शो. तो इस तरीके के जो बहुत ही ज्यादा इन सब इंसिडेंट्स की चर्चा थी. मतलब कैरिबियन में एक सेंट पॉल्स एक ऑडिटोरियम है, किताब में इसमें बहुत बहुत सारा डिटेल्स की दिलचस्प कहानियां और ये सारी फ्रेश स्टोरीज है. बिकॉज आई स्पोक टू दिस कॉन्सर्ट मैनेजर राइट नाउ व्हाइल राइटिंग हिज बुक. आई मीन मे हिज सोल रेस्ट इन पीस, मिस्टर नंदी दुग्गल. He
Huh.
just passed away last week.
Oh, okay.
And he was
Oh.
92 years old, and I'm so blessed that I had a chance to speak to him while writing the book. तो बहुत उन्होंने दिलचस्प कहानियां बताई कि किस तरीके के एडवेंचर्स होते थे कॉन्सर्ट्स में, कैरेबियन में हेलीकॉप्टर्स, पुलिस
मतलब
ऑन
ये फिर
हॉर्सेस,
आपकी किताब में नहीं है?
ये सब किताब में है.
तो आपने कहा ये जैसी सब्जियां हैं, आपने कहा ताजी ताजी मुझे आपको फ्रेश स्टोरी मिली है.
फ्रेश इसलिए कि never heard before in that sense. They're all exclusive in that sense.
So you had interviewed him long time back, not
Last
recently.
year.
Oh, you've written the book.
Yes.
Sorry,
The timeline.
It's only a year.
Yeah, the book released earlier this year, so I spoke to him last year while I was writing.
Okay.
तो हेलीकॉप्टर्स बुलाए गए क्राउड को नीचे छाटने के लिए, क्योंकि वो आर्टिस्ट जो थे तलत नाना एंटर करने नहीं कर पा रहे थे बैक स्टेज. तो ऐसी बहुत कहानियां हैं. देन ही वेंट टू द यूके where he performed at the Royal Albert Hall. उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग भी है, आप लोग अगर YouTube पे सर्च करें so you can hear his live concert कि किस तरीके से लोग रिक्वेस्ट पे रिक्वेस्ट दिए जा रहे थे. एंड इट्स वेरी इंसाइटफुल बिकॉज हिज गजल करियर वाज एज स्ट्रॉन्ग एज हिज फिल्म करियर.
Yes.
तो उनकी जो फरमाइशें जो थी उतनी ही आती थी कि आप ये गजल भी गाइए, आप तस्वीर भी गाइए, आप खयाम की ये गजल भी गाइए जो फिल्मी नहीं है. सो ही यूज्ड टू इन हिज कॉन्सर्ट्स ही यूज्ड टू अल्टरनेट देम कि उसको डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कैसे किया जाए. सिर्फ फिल्मी तो हम गा नहीं सकते, तो एक फिल्मी गाना, एक नॉन फिल्मी गजल, एक फिल्मी गाना. सो ही यूज्ड टू लाइक अल्टरनेट.
तो मैं ये पूछना चाहूंगा कि इन दिस एंटायर सिनेरियो ऑफ फैंडम, the music, the singing fandom, there was a craze for his songs.
Yeah.
And then there was the fandom of the tours, that you had so many people for the tours. Now, we have got many examples of these musicals and song shows that we've had, that the anchors and all that get married to their participants or they have affairs with their participants. You must tell us something more about that. And yes.
So,
ढके हुए तरीके से बता दो.
नहीं, वो किताब में भी लिखा हुआ है. खैर
बताइए ना, फिर हमें फिर से याद दिलाइए.
तो ये कैलकाटा की लव स्टोरी है.
अरे वाह, क्या बात.
बिकॉज जब वो अपने
बंगाली लव
जी बिल्कुल बंगाली लव स्टोरी, बिकॉज व्हेन he was in that phase of his Bengali career which is from the 1940s up to the 1950. 1950 में उनका पहला हिट दिलीप कुमार के साथ हो गया था. That is when he left for Bombay. So he was almost 10 years in Calcutta. और वहाँ पे एक दूसरी एक्ट्रेस थी जो साइंड अप थी फॉर न्यू थिएटर्स, उन्हीं के ही प्रोडक्शन में थी और कभी कभी स्टूडियो में मुलाकात होती थी.
नाम तो बताइए.
जी, उनका लतिका मलिक. लतिका मलिक
अच्छा,
हमारी
अच्छा.
नसरीन नानी. She married and we used to call her Nasreen Nani. मैं तो बम्बई नानी बुलाती थी because we used to come for summer holidays in Bombay. तो तलत नाना को भी हम बम्बई नाना बुलाते थे क्योंकि वो बॉम्बे में रहते हैं. That was easy for a child to understand. तो वो हमारे लिए हमेशा बम्बई नाना रहे. And when I wrote the book, it was in a lot of headlines in the newspaper that Talat Mahmood is Bombay Nana. So I never thought that something we coined as children would become national headlines.
True.
But it was cute in that sense. तो जी ये उनकी लव स्टोरी थी. It was interesting.
लव स्टोरी का कुछ बताया नहीं आपने.
तो ये
आप सीधे नानी पे पहुंच गए.
सीधे नानी पहुंच गए. मैं चाहती हूँ लोग किताब में पढ़ें इसके बारे में कि कैसे मुलाकात हुई, कैसे छुप छुप के मिलते थे. उनके वालिद, तलत नाना के वालिद साहब से एक तो ये कन्विंस हुआ कि आप गायक बनेंगे, तो वो धीरे धीरे उसके बारे में कन्विंस हुए. When he became a big star, he said तलत के लिए तो मैं बहुत ही खूबसूरत लड़की ढूंढूंगा क्योंकि वो फिल्म में काम करता है, स्टूडियो में ही सराउंडेड बाय ब्यूटीफुल वुमेन. एंड फिर वो लखनऊ में एक लखनऊ लड़की ढूंढने लगे. फिर बाद में उनको ये एक और ब्रेकिंग न्यूज दी गई कि भाई तलत ने तो चुन ली अपने लिए एक लड़की कैलकाटा में. अच्छा. So that was also quite a storm. Yeah.
So once the storm had passed,
yes,
there were no other storms in his life.
No. I think after that it was I mean regular struggles of an artist. No such big storms. Okay. Regular ups and downs of what an artist's career is, you know, in films especially.
So what is an artist's career in films?
Ji.
Here is now the stories of the music directors, who may have wished to work with him or not wished to work with him. What would you like to tell us about that?
In Bengali songs and in his ghazals, his vibrato, which is his most unique style that no one has been able to copy to date. His vibrato was very well accepted. It was like a runway hit in Calcutta. But when he came to Bombay, music directors didn't like that vibrato. क्योंकि बॉम्बे में वो ट्रेंड था सीधी सीधी मोटी सीधी सीधी आवाजों का. तो अनिल बिस्वास जो थे, अनिल दा, our what we call in the industry is the Bhishma Pitama of our music industry, क्योंकि उन्होंने ये फॉर्मूला सेट किया जो हमारे फिल्म सॉन्ग्स का बेसिक कॉम्पोजिशन है, मुखड़ा अंतरा इंटरल्यूड मुखड़ा अंतरा. He is believed to have set up that formula, and he was the first to use a 20-piece orchestra for recording his songs, क्योंकि पहले सिर्फ हारमोनियम और तबले से काम चल जाता था. But he had a liking to the operatic style. Maybe that's why he liked Talat Mahmood's voice as well. He put his foot down and he said कि तुम्हारा जो vibrato है इसको मत खत्म करो और यही तुम्हारी USP बनेगा.
जी.
And that's when he recorded he got his first hit in Bombay then, which also started the partnership of Talat Mahmood and Dilip Kumar. And the song was from the film Arzu in 1950.
Can you guess the song?
Not Shamegam. From Arzu. दिल मुझे ऐसी
जगह ले चल जहाँ कोई न हो, ऐ दिल मुझे ऐसी जगह ले चल जहाँ कोई न हो. अच्छा, इसकी बात ये है कि इस गाने के बारे में मैं कहूँ कि I've had conversations with Anil Vishwas ji also. I had the great fortune of doing a show. It's not about me, but I mean, I'm
no, but that's a nice chapter in the book as well. और वो सिद्धार्थ सर ही उसकी बात करेंगे.
We did a show which was called Mortal Men, Immortal Melodies. Very elaborate title, but chalo, it stuck. In which we looked at, the 100 years of music in Indian cinema. Or was it 50? 50 years of music in Indian cinema.
In 1980s, early 80s.
Wait, 50 years. 1930s, the silent cinema was over in 1930s.
But your show happened in the late 1980s.
91.
Yes.
1931 was the end of the silent era.
Starting of the talkies. Yeah.
1980, right. Yeah. Right. So, there, the particular story that Anilda, who is a very passionate, excitable, very fully, completely involved in his art and music, and a lovely man. So he says, मैंने बताया, मैंने तलत को बोला कि what was happening was that this point about his this vibrato in his voice was alarming Dilip Sahib. This is what Anilda told me.
Right.
And he was not keen to sing a song where he felt that the voice may not be up to the mark. And Anilda told him, nahi, yahi karega, aisa hi karega ye ladka. And so he made, and Anilda was a legend, as she says.
Yeah.
So Yusuf Sahib agreed to that. And when he heard Talat Sahib and the song, after that, Talat Sahib's song was perhaps very common for Dilip Sahib.
Yes, it was the first singer-actor partnership, and it defined Talat Mahmood's voice defined the Tragedy King phase of Dilip Kumar. You cannot separate his voice from the Tragedy King phase. And I want to
What are those songs?
What are those songs? Yes, Shame Gham Ki Qasam, as you said. Shame Gham Ki Qasam, Aaj Ghamgin hai hum, Aabhi ja, आज मेरे सनम दिल परेशान है रात वीरान है देख जाए इस तरह आज मेरे सनम.
I have told her that she has to sing. in the show
Thank you.
अभी यही तो मैं आपसे पूछा अच्छा पहले आप बताइए कि you said it defined something
Yes, it
वो आप वो
defined
point सुनाइए
his tragedy king phase, and I want to quote filmmaker Muzaffar Ali Saab on this. It was his opinion, and I've never heard anyone define it that way. He was speaking on the paperback launch of my book, and he said कि दिलीप कुमार के बारे में हम सब undeniably, inarguably बात करते हैं कि he was his tragedy king phase was the most impactful for Indian cinema. बट आप अगर तलत महमूद की आवाज़ सुनिए उन फिल्म्स में तो मुजफ्फर अली साहब ने बोला कि मैं तो ये कहूँगा कि तलत की ऐसी आवाज़ थी जो दिलीप को अमर कर गई.
जो दिलीप को अमर कर गए अच्छा
He completely turned it around, and I think he just kind of defined it so beautifully. And so that voice was inseparable for Dilip Kumar in that phase
जी
of
जी
Tragedy
जी
King.
and if you
Yeah.
can imagine that song शाम तो ढल भी रही है यहाँ पे so it is very lovely to think about the songs that defined Talat Sahib.
Thank you. She has done that theatre play, and it's directly adapted from my book. A music show with readings from my book by Harsh Chaya. Actor Harsh Chaya has been done at the Neeta Mukesh Ambani Center. And then we've had a dance show as well, where dancers, young dancers, doing hip hop and salsa in his original soundtracks. So the book has kind of taken a life of its own in that sense. It's been adapted in various cultural platforms. Yeah.
Congratulations, and Siddharth, so,
Thank
it's a
you.
pleasure meeting you. And
Thank you.
Seher, wonderful name as well. And
Thank you.
Sunil Kumar साहब के साथ में उनके काफी interesting songs.
Sunil Dutt.
Sunil Dutt, sorry,
जी.
my bad.
जी.
I was like overwhelmed with the conversation.
Yes.
So Sunil Dutt साहब के साथ भी काफी interesting songs हैं, तो आप उन पर थोड़ी
अच्छा.
रोशनी डालें
रोशनी
जलते हैं जिसके लिए
तेरी आंखों के दिए
ढूंढाया हूँ वही गीत है तेरे लिए
जलते हैं जिसके लिए और वो गाना आपको अगर याद है वो टेलीफोन पे बता रहे हैं
जी.
अच्छा आप दूसरे गाने पे आ गए अच्छा चलिए
तो ये इनका करियर डिफाइनिंग सॉन्ग था. इट वाज द वन दैट गॉट इन द फिल्म फेयर नॉमिनेशन एंड उसका एक पूरा अलग से बहुत ही मोटा चैप्टर किताब में है जो सिर्फ गाने पे है जलते हैं जिसके लिए because it's about behind the scenes how SD Burman Saab selected his voice, how the recording was done. मजरू सुल्तानपुरी ने किस तरीके से उसको लिखा जो पिक्चराइजेशन है how actress नूतन was instructed के एक ही टेक में शॉट होगा मगर धीरे धीरे अपने इमोशंस रिलीज करना है. सुनील दत्त साहब को क्या समझ दी गई, तलत नाना साहब को कैसे समझाया गया कि ये गाना एक ऐसा गाना है जिसमें हीरो अपनी हैप्पीनेस एक्सप्रेस कर रहा है और जो हीरोइन है नूतन अपनी सैडनेस एक्सप्रेस कर रही है बिकॉज इट्स एन इंटरकास्ट लव स्टोरी. सो one person is very happy about the love he's found, she is very sad and devastated because she knows it can't work in the real world. तो वो दोनों ही इमोशंस गाने में उनकी आवाज में एक्सप्रेस करने थे. और सुजाता फिल्म से है और ये एक ऐसी फिल्म है हमारी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की बिमल दा की, बिमल रॉय की, which was one of the first I think selected for the Cannes International Cannes Film
इसको
Festival.
लिखा किसने था ये? Can you remember who has written this song जलते हैं जिसके
Majrooh Sultanpuri.
Majrooh
Yes.
Sahib.
So it was
look at
screened.
that poetry, the
Yes.
depth. Just to रोक के खड़े हो जाए जलते हैं जिसके लिए
Yes.
तेरी आंखों के दिए 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 वाह
तो जब गाना रिकॉर्ड हुआ स्टूडियो में और उस वक्त सब एक टेक सिंगल टेक की रिकॉर्डिंग होती थी गानों की. जब वो गाना रिकॉर्ड हुआ खत्म हुआ देयर वाज पिन ड्रॉप साइलेंस इन द स्टूडियो एंड मजरू सुल्तानपुरी साहब सेड वाह तलत क्या गाया है.
क्या बात है
तो तलत नाना ने मुड़ के बोला वाह क्या लिखा है जनाब.
सही बात है it's a collaboration everything has to work together and that was a time of great poets also who
Yeah.
were in Kafi Saab, Majrooh Sultanpuri, Sahil Ludhianvi, people like that.
I don't have a question. I'm glad that we could attend this session.
Thank you.
The way you are speaking is just like a journey you are taking of 100 years. through this book and through your experiences?
You have mentioned the definitive biography. Why that specific word you are putting in,
Okay.
and how much time did you take to research it?
So she has written it.
जी जी जी.
So, how much time did you research, and how difficult was the research for the book?
Okay.
Thank you.
So it's called definitive because I knew it's the one and only so far written, and I knew that the information that I'm bringing in the book uh, is um, is formidable in that sense. I mean, as far as research on the industry, stories coming in from family, combining the personal and the professional. I very consciously made it to be a very holistic work, and a very honest work as well. I mean, agreed that I'm his grandniece and I feel very close to him. I'm connected to him. But I keep telling people that I've written this book as a journalist because that is how you can be true to the story. You write everything, black, white, gray, everything. And that's what makes a good biography. And that's how a journalist is true to the story.
I think what Seher has shown us in these last minute or so of her impassioned contextualization of Talat Sahib's, journey is, I think, something that could well be reflected in the show that is yet to come.
Okay.
You need to bring this political elements into it, which adds meaning to his life. और मैंने इनको कहा है वैसे कि अगर आपको ऐसा शो बनाना है जो कोई रेप्लिकेट कर ही नहीं सके, तो आपकी आवाज आप खुद खूबसूरत हैं, आपकी आवाज और खूबसूरत बनाइए. आप खुद गाएंगे. No one can be Talat Sahib's grandniece singing in his show, and if you narrate the show, it will be unique. So wish her well.
Thank you.
All
Thank
the
you
best.
so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
coming.
your support. Please support. Please hope. Let's hope there's going to be a biopic. I'm speaking to some Bollywood producers. We could probably have a biopic. पर जाने से पहले एक गाना गाएंगे. और ये बहुत ही एक अहम गाना है और गजल है उनकी.
एक गाना गाएंगे मतलब आप तहजीब से कह रहे हैं कि आप गाएंगे. गाइए.
अब सिद्धार्थ सर ने गो अहेड दे दिया है.
गाइए,
तो अब
गाइए, गाइए.
I'm going to cut a record now.
No, you must. I tell you, it will be a bestseller.
Oh, thank you.
But you have to learn to sing.
Yes, I have to
properly.
train myself. I'm not a trained voice, please. I'm very sorry when I'm off key. I'm not a trained voice. मेरी ट्रेनिंग पत्रकारिता में हो गई, पता नहीं कैसे.
इरशाद.
तो ये गजल है फ्रॉम द फिल्म जहां आरा, और फिर वही शाम भी हो रही है. और इसका जो अंतरा है, दैट यूज्ड टू कीप कमिंग टू माय माइंड व्हेन आई वाज राइटिंग द बुक, बिकॉज मेरा बहुत जी चाहता था मैं तलत नाना से बात करूं किताब लिखते वक्त. तो ये अंतरा मुझे बार बार इट यूज्ड टू हॉन्ट मी. जाने अब तुझसे मुलाकात कभी हो कि ना हो, जो अधूरी रही वो बात कभी हो कि ना हो. मेरी मंजिल तेरी मंजिल से बिछड़ आई है, फिर वही शाम वही गम वही तन्हाई, दिल को बहलाए तेरी याद चली आई है, फिर वही शाम.
Well done, well done. Beautiful.
Thank you for my falling notes. Thank you.
ये हवा ये रात ये चांदनी तेरी एक अदा बेनिसार है. ये हवा ये रात ये चांदनी तेरी एक अदा बेनिसार है. मुझे क्यों न हो तेरी यार, तेरी जुस्तजू में बहार है. ये हवा ये रात ये चांदनी